Describe one type of soil degradation and a method for preventing it. So Sam, could you help us out with that?
Yeah. So soil degradation, typically if we're talking about soil degradation, we're going to be talking about different things that make the soil less healthy for plant growth or for microbial growth. Okay, so the one that's coming to mind for me is erosion. And so there's actually a really cool example that I can show. So I lived several years ago in a place called Taiwan, which is an island in Southeast Asia. And Taiwan experiences a lot of erosion. So the type of soil degradation I'm going to choose is erosion. And one of the reasons that Taiwan experiences a lot of erosion is that they're an island with a lot of mountainous regions, so a lot of steep slopes. And there are also a lot of farming communities in Taiwan. So when flooding occurs, when you have major storms in places like Taiwan, and Taiwan is very typhoon prone, they experience lots and lots of typhoons during their rainy season, which brings really torrential rain to the island. And in those instances, what can happen is areas that have been farmed are very prone to flooding and mudslides. So let me see, I'm going to pull up, there were lots of great pictures from this famous typhoon that hit. If we could jump to my screen here. Okay, so this is a picture of a steppe farm in Taiwan. So again, because Taiwan is such a mountainous region, a lot of farmers, the land that they're able to farm is on steep slopes. So you can see sort of the difference between here on the left side of the picture. We have the flat areas that have been carved into the side of the hill that have been planted by the farmers. And then over here is natural vegetation. And then here in the middle is a major area of erosion. So the way to prevent soil erosion, or one of the best ways, is to allow natural plant growth to take place. Because what will happen is, as plants grow over time and over generation, they'll sink their roots deep into the soil, and those roots will act as sort of something that'll hold the soil together. Farming, by necessity, is something where we're growing plants over the course of a year or a season, and then pulling up the crops and planting again. And what that does is it creates sort of shallow root system, but not deep root systems. And since there aren't those deep root systems that you get from natural vegetation like you do here in this jungle area in Taiwan, you end up making the land really prone to erosion, especially in areas with really steep slopes. So in 2009, I believe was the year, there was this really intense typhoon that came through Taiwan called Typhoon Morako. And Morako completely ripped up the island, killed a number of people. And the big deal was that there was so much farmland on so many steep slopes that a lot of this land was the land that flooded, and that ultimately ended up destroying villages, burying people. It was really kind of an intense situation. So soil erosion, major issue. The way to prevent it, allow natural plants to grow through that area and create a root system, and consider from a farming perspective of where the healthiest place is to farm.
Subscribe! Come on, push the button.
You know you want to.
Do it.